Hey guys, my name's Adam Belansky. I am founder and CEO of Sierra Pacific Group, and we help technology business leaders leverage ConnectWise products to get the most out of their systems with proven best practices and quickly, efficiently, right? And so we've done thousands of implementations, know what the MSP community and various people need to be able to grow and scale their businesses. And we are broadcasting live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, ConnectWise Boss Facebook group, as well as ConnectWise Tips and Tricks. And that's a new area for us to grow and expand into and have a much more larger community to talk with. So there is my buddy, Sean Lardo. Let's bring him in here. How you doing?
Good afternoon or morning. Good afternoon. It's afternoon for you. Good
It's
afternoon, Adam.
afternoon. It is afternoon in some parts of the world. Australia, New Zealand. It's still morning for, what is it, Wednesday morning now? So this is what? This is number 6 or so we've been doing?
Yeah, 5, 6. Yes, we're on a roll. It's exciting actually. Even with the debacle of last Thursday for me, and my audio, which is now fixed in case you haven't seen. So it's I'm really excited about that actually. Yes. Well, yeah. This is another chance for the MSPs within the communities to meet the vendors that are part of PitchIT, it's such a great initiative. So I thank you for keeping us on here with you all and helping with this initiative. I really do. It's a big deal. The challenges that we all see is trying to create the awareness for how vendors and partners can collaborate and actually see improvements in their business performance together, as opposed to disparate and separate.
Awesome. Yeah. And what's really cool about this is just meeting all the new vendors in the PitchIT competition, right? It's really, really cool. And part of what I'm really seeing is the effort to easier to do business with, right? Invested in the partner growth and more innovation faster. There is a prize pool at the end of this. You're going to get a prize. We get to actually innovate and grow and help, the companies mature and be bigger in the community. And I'm really excited about that and meeting all sorts of new. I think we have 18 contestants. Is that right?
We do. So I'll give a quick breakdown here. So you were already touching on this. So we made 3 promises as an organization last year, which was easier to do business, even more invested in the partner growth, and the more innovations faster. So PitchIT it really embodies all 3 of these, especially the innovation piece. What better way to start getting innovation done by relying on the community and industry that we're supporting, and they, wow, I mean, you've seen everything you've ever seen famous-wise, starts at garage or whatever the hell, right? But it's exactly what we're doing here. And, so PitchIT really, as I mentioned, embodies this, but it's to the point where this year we had more applicants than we've ever had for the competition. So obviously there's a need there. And what it comes to is that we end up bringing through 18 teams. These 18 teams are going through an incubator, rapid 16-week accelerator program where they're getting cameo coaching from people like you, actually. I think you're this week, maybe. And teaching them how to, help them to fill in some of the gaps they may have, or just refreshers on things they may have forgotten. But they're all mostly industry leaders. And, at the end of the 16 weeks, we'll decide on three finalists. These 3 finalists are going to work on competing at, when we get to IT Nation Connect, where the winner first place is $70,000. They're actually going to get on stage, by the way. So make sure everybody understands they have to get on stage and talk in front of the audience, which is difficult for some people. And the first place winner, $70,000. The second place will be $30,000. Third place, well, they're there. They get a free pass. They're able to be there at the event. And by the way, all of these efforts lead to the 2 most important pieces of this, which is being able to, on one side, the offering that's going to support the MSPs to help them grow our partner base, right? Intertwined with ConnectWise. And on the other side, though, to help to create prosperity amongst the community that's in dire need of making sure it's always on the cutting edge going into 2023 even.
Nice. Yeah, it's fantastic. And, this thing is made for partners and vendors, right? And so I do want to bring our contestant on, Peter Liu. How you doing, Peter?
Hi, everyone.
Nice What's up, everyone.
Peter? Good afternoon. For focusing on the East Coast or US, but for good morning for people in other areas.
Yeah, we run an international company. So Peter, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. My name is Peter Liu. I'm the founder of the DTonomy. I got my PhD in computer science, actually from California. I worked in Microsoft for a couple of years, for 5 years, where we I lead a team to help Microsoft to protect their most profitable assets, the Office 365, which include Exchange, SharePoint, OneDrive, LinkedIn, so on and so forth. So that's what I do. I started as a computer scientist, building the AI, building the machine learning, building the large scale data pipeline for Microsoft, the SOC team. But one thing I have been very tired doing my daily work is to triage all those kind of security threats coming from all kinds of places. As the first tier of security analysis, I have to go through those kind of things and repetitively and lots of noise, 99% proper noise. I feel like my time was wasted, and I had to be wake up during midnight to triage those kind of things. So that's why we started a company, DTonomy, with a couple of friends from Microsoft, and we are here and we are onboarding like new innovative technologies to assist security teams, assist MSPs to quickly triage and with a minimum cost for those kind of annoying security threats. So that's what we do. Happy to be here.
Thanks. Appreciate that. Good, Adam. I'm sorry, it's your show. I'll be quiet.
Hey, yeah, I really appreciate you're here. Sean, you're jumping ahead. I just want to know, so you gave us a really fast pitch of kind of DTonomy. So can you just break it down to maybe one single sentence that like kind of what you do? AI for security or break it down?
So we use AI to help security teams faster triage security incidents and alerts.
Okay, it's to triage.
Yeah, to response.
Awesome.
Yeah, investigate and response. Yeah.
So are you working with multiple other platforms then?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Yeah, so we work with tons of platforms. We have hundreds of integrations. We work with virtually all kinds of SIEMs you could see on the market. I think that's part of the MSP would want it. The customers may want like Splunk, the customer may use like a Elasticsearch, and they need like augmented assistance. I think that's what we do. Our platform enable to do to provide those kind of incident response analysis assistance.
So you're almost a service provider in a way as well.
We focus on the product. We can do service, but we are not doing service. Our main focus is to enable like secure teams and MSPs to provide a secure service to their customers.
Okay, cool. And it doesn't matter what they're currently using to provide security. So if they're already using a platform or a product for security, does that matter to you? Do you come and replace anything, or do you act in conjunction with them?
So we mostly, I think the sweet part is like, especially for MSPs who are looking to add a secure service. We work with, despite their customer may already have certain security platform in place, we basically just enable MSPs to provide service, and we work with almost all kinds of platforms to add values with our AI-based analysis. Yeah.
Okay, so is your ideal customer or partner rather somebody that's net new, not offering services today?
So based on multiple tiers, of course, there's a little bit like a different service. Product we are providing for net new customers. They haven't provided a secure service yet. Our platform is a perfect fit. We have automation, we have AI, we have all kinds of things that can hook up with the customers' environments to start them to analyze and provide response for their customers. But for the customers who already have an analysis platform in place, so we have a unique piece that the AI assisted analysis that can always add a value to any kind of security platforms that help them to save time on analysis. So
so you can work with any MSP right now, whether they're offering or not. You're complementary, or you're helping them from net new if they've never done anything before.
Correct. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, like, Peter, like, take me through, how did you come up with this idea, to do this AI thing? It's so huge, right? And I believe a fun fact is your spouse works for Harvard as a professor there.
Yeah, so we have my wife knows more AI than I do, probably. People think she knows more AI than I do, but I don't agree with that because
That's awesome. You probably shouldn't say that live. Just saying, Peter. She definitely knows more than you. That's what you're supposed to stick with. So why do they think she did? Because she's obviously a genius.
because she has a good title. She's a professor in Harvard. But I know more practical things of how to apply AI to solve real problems. I mean, she knows a lot of theories. But I will tell you, like as a PhD, I know there's a gap between theory versus the practice, and I know how to apply the real things to solve real problems.
So you're saying that you're an you apply everything. So you're an actual practitioner of what you talk about. It's not theoretical. So well, that takes me to a good question. How long have you been working on this product?
We have been working on this product ever since like 2018. I mean, the ideas have been probably even longer than that. I mean, I've been working on AI for probably more than 10 years or so. Yeah.
Okay. So is it safe to say that your original concept or thought, you've already probably had a ton of iterations to it? Back to being a practitioner, you got to actually do it, apply it, see how it works. And usually the first plan is never the right plan. It's a right concept, but then you got to dig in, right? So how many times do you think you've gone back to the drawing board for this?
Yeah. So so that there are lots of stories I can tell, like how hard to navigate through customers and figure out what they want. And is that something they want? Is that something not? Like something like you think it's a good idea, but not recognized by the market. I think there's lots of stories along this journey. Yeah. But we did a lot of work to find the most practical AI piece for security.
Sure.
Yeah.
So now, do you currently have people using this today? Partners?
Yeah, we have partners. We have people waiting list. We have some paying customers, some waiting list, some try. So yeah, there's a queue here in different stages. Yeah.
So what does that look like for when partners work with you? They sign up and you provide what? What happens next?
Yeah, that's a good question. So when customers sign up with them, so I think it's a journey. So really, like, let's see the value of the platforms like through a journey. It's not like just one shot, like, oh, you get this fix and you don't see the value of time. So our customers actually see the growing values along the journey of using our platforms. So let's say they go our platforms, they can start with basic things. I think that's fundamental basic things that lots of platforms probably already provide. Like, for example, like let's say a single example is analyzing phishing emails, and we have automation in place for analyzing phishing emails. I mean, there's no trick there, and that's the basic things. But going from there, they can start a value of automation. They can start to see the value of AI once they start to hook up with integrations with phishing, to EDR, to NDR, to vulnerabilities, to cloud security, to DevSecOps securities, those kind of security threats. Once they start to growing onboarding those kind of things, alerts. So we're not talking about logs. We're talking about only the threads that.
Peter, you got to slow down for Adam, because Adam doesn't know anything about this world. So he's learning.
When it comes to security, man, it's like all sorts of acronyms. We just came back from IT Nation Secure last week, and
oh my lord, acronym central.
It was like
sorry,
mush.
It's okay, and I also think it's a good idea, but that's actually a very good point. So you figure when you deal with your partners, who's usually the person that sources you out? Is it the tech guy, the CEO? Who usually comes to find you first from the MSP side?
Yeah, so we typically talk. I mean, there are cases that I talk to the CEO first, and then the CEO will dedicate to their SOC managers or security managers or the security teams to talk to us. But primarily, so we talk with the people who are managing the security operations center, SOC as service, or MSPs, or MSP who are managing the security service. So that's the person we are speaking with. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Now, do you also work with the sales marketing entities of those companies too, so they can talk about their security offering now, especially for those that don't have one today?
So what do you mean by sales company or marketing company? Yeah.
Well, if you're talking to the MSP owner, right, and they obviously, when they first talk to you, they're sourcing out the viability of your product, right? Your offering, making sure it fits within what they're doing, right? Make sure you're legitimate. Make sure all those things that you typically get, right? But then once you start dealing with them, then there's also the piece of how do you talk about what this means to the clients. so that meaning the MSP's clients, so they can actually in return go and market and sell this to the end users.
Correct. Yeah, correct. Yeah. So that's the piece that I have to. I think I get with me like a sales marketing team. So they have to be able to market to their customers about what they are offering. So one example is that one of clients. So they are actually MSPs, but they want a particular things that be able to analyze and respond, and we help them they use our platforms to for example analyze the firewalls. That's a missing part in their portfolio, and then we communicated with their CEOs, their CEOs see the values, and the sales marketing teams and start to tell like customers that we can start monitor your firewalls, whether it's for like Fortinet or whether it's for Cisco Meraki or whatever. So our platform enable them to have a managed solutions to manage the firewalls from different places. Yeah.
Oh, amazing! So are you a multi-tenant solution then too?
Yeah, multi-tenant, logical separated. We have that's how we design systems. It's a logical separated multi-tenant systems.
That's awesome.
So let me ask this. I'm sitting here under the mindset of like, hey, I'm an MSP business owner, and I sign up for your solution to solve a particular security problem. How do I monetize that with my clients, or am I using that only specifically just to enhance my service offering? Can you kind of walk me through that? Are you helping the MSPs resell this, or is this offering just only solely for the business itself?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So because I think early time I would mention that we have two pieces. One is they have generic platform that can manage security risks or alerts. On the other hand, we have AI piece that enable them to analyze the security alerts. So there's two value propositions in here. So the first one, so I proud connect discussion with or conversation with the MSPs. So we enable them to be able to offering a new service, new secure service, or new security monitoring service to their customers. So in this particular example, the customer is able to offering a firewall monitoring as a service to their customers. So this will help them to make money. So the other part is the reducing cost part. So their teams, the lack of skilled security professional is not something uncommon in the industry. So lots of that's why there's MSPs. That's why there's software service providers. But so find it even for those kind of service centers, it's very expensive and it's hard to find skilled security professionals to thoroughly investigate those kind of security alerts. So our AI, especially our AI engine, can enable them to automate a bunch of things that can security analysis have to do every day, and provide augmented intelligence to have them quickly identify something true positive and false positives. So that's the cost saving part for the MSPs or software service providers or MSPs here.
So let's dig into that for a minute here. So essentially the MSP has the ability to look at one dashboard or one place to get their alerts on what's already been triaged by your system. So that way they can actually, instead of constantly fishing themselves and hunting for the problems, it's letting them know exactly what it is. Is it also letting them know next steps on what they should do to fix it? Or does that fall on their expertise?
Yeah, so that's a really unique things we do. Compared with other vendors, I think there's probably other vendors provider this kind of managed service platforms. I think the unique thing we do is really what we are discussing here is that we enable them when alerts come in. We provide a unique intelligence, AI-based intelligence, as well as we have a very unique data source to help them to triage those kind of secure threats. So when they start to triage them, we provide the intelligence that augmented by AI, augmented by our unique data source to tell them these are things not super malicious. These are things you should probably look at. Those kind of things. Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned also because of this, it's a time saver. Does it also make it? I would assume that also gives the ability for them to have less staff, do more with less staff. Let's say that. So, in other words, I see like if you look back in the day, just even a few years ago, you would look at a tech staff at MSP, and it'll be the largest group they have of employees are the tech team, right? Tier 1s, tier 2s, and whatnot. So, and then once security jumped into place, it seemed like their staff even doubled maybe because they had to start to get some specialized people, right?
Yeah.
Especially when it was the Wild West of security and they were trying to figure it out, right? When the MSSP term came into play, right? So do you see that a lot of people you're working with start to condense staff or maybe make larger offerings to their clients? Do you see that happen more often than not?
There's definitely no, so for the MSPs or security teams we have worked with, there's definitely no reduction in terms of the labor force. There's always consistent hiring and growing. They always looking for more expertise. And with our tools, is just help them to, especially security teams, security analysis, to enable them to quickly triage and get to the root cause of those kind of security alerts, provide better service quality to their analysis, which enable them to probably provide more security service offers to their clients. We are a force multiplier. We are not competing with security analysis. Their focus, we make their life easier so that they can work on more important things. Yeah.
Okay. And Adam was touching on the monetization of this, right? So with that, is there more your cost to them? Like we haven't covered your cost and what it costs and what you charge an MSP. Is this based off of a SaaS model?
It's located on their website, Sean, by the way. If you go to the website, little link down there.
We're speaking to the audience, which is not about me. It's for him to answer the question. Thank you very much, Adam.
Yeah. So for MSPs, so our model, I mean, it's a SaaS, but we choose, so especially for MSPs, our model is to grow with their team. So they say, I mean, there's some like early MSPs, they have a challenge to growth, and the way that we define price, especially for MSPs, is be able to like grow with the MSPs. And if they earn money, we earn money. That's the mindset that we are doing business with MSPs. Yeah.
Awesome. So how long does it take for an MSP to onboard with you and be in production, not worry about anything? What's the average?
Not worry about everything. I would say it's still like it's a journey. So the simple things could be very, very, very fast. Like they probably can get things turn on like within an hour, within 2 hours. There's some things, yeah. But as I mentioned, it's a long journey. We are providing a continuous ongoing values to the platforms, to MSPs. So the more thing they can onboard, I mean, that will depends on how we like collaborate or work with MSPs. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Well, let me rephrase that then. How long of an onboarding does it take before an MSP can actually be in production? Yeah, obviously it's a journey because technology is always changing, threats are varied and whatnot. We know all those things. But in general, if I'm an MSP and I have 5 people in my company and I start working with you, just to get just the roots of everything, how long is that going to take me?
Yeah, the simple thing like phishing. So if you want to start monitoring their customers' phishing reports, that's also the immediate like 30 minutes to 1 hours. They can start to see the data flowing into their environments and start to automate those kind of investigation and response, provide response. That's super quick. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what platforms what does the integration look like for various different platforms? So you do the AI, you integrate with some sort of security software solution or ConnectWise Manage, I imagine. So can you elaborate a little bit on that? Maybe I missed that. If we talk about it.
We integrate with data source. We integrate with ticketing systems, right? We integrate with threat intelligence. We integrate with the communication tools. So that's the. Yep. I would say that's a bigger 4 categories that we integrate with. We have tons of integration there. Yeah, let's enable them to get data source, augmented with threat intelligence, create cases or tickets into ticketing management systems, or send notifications. So
Okay, and so let's talk about specifics. So how are you integrated into ConnectWise Manage? Did you pull tickets from there, or you just submit some alerts over there? Let's talk about ConnectWise Manage here for a second.
So ConnectWise. So the way that we work ConnectWise is that it's like we getting alerts, we receive alerts. So our system continue to pull alerts from whether that's from your CrowdStrike or from your endpoints, whatever, or from like emails or those kind of things. So we continue to pull those kind of alerts and augment it with the intelligence we provide. And then they can create a tickets, either that's one tickets or aggregate tickets go to ConnectWise. Yeah.
Gotcha. Is it so? I'm assuming it's through some sort of API. Is that right? Into ConnectWise Manage.
Yeah, all the stuff. I would say 90% of our integrations are on API integrations. Yeah.
Gotcha. And so when you're doing that integration and so forth, I'm assuming that there is, a client portal that they log into and set up these integrations for them, or is that part of the onboarding experience that you provide?
Are they same thing? I mean, either way, they have to set up the connections. Yeah.
Yeah. So do they set up am I allowed to, let's say I sign up for your service, right? Online,
Yeah.
it looks like I see a try for free. And so I go in there, I'm like, oh, I want to connect it to my manage. Am I able to do that myself or connect it to Automate or whatever security platform I have?
Yeah. Yeah. So this it's a UI use a UI for each connections, for each integrations. They provide the APIs, provide sometimes the client ID, client secrets. Sometimes it's a key. It's based on like 5 different type of authentication mechanisms, and put into the connections layer so that we can start to communicate with the third-party systems. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Sean?
Oh, I was letting you. You're on a roll. Okay, so with that integration, let's keep going with that. How does that look to the MSP when a notification when there's a notification that occurs? Is it also part of any kind of ticket creation, or does it list activity under manage or sell or anything like that? Is there anything along those lines? Is there any communication that actually goes back and forth?
Communication back and forth to.
So how do you? So Adam had asked about the alerts and notifications, right? And the integration into manage. Is there anything else that it takes place where, and maybe I missed this too, probably did miss this, didn't I, Adam? Should I just shut up now? I'll just wait.
Okay. So
I'm just curious if there's,
yeah.
So if I'm an MSP, I'm trying to work out of one platform. I'm working out of manage, right? I'm also working on my PSA and whatnot. With the integration, these notifications, do they register in the system under the account, under the contact, anything along those lines?
Under the contacts.
I guess let's phrase that question differently. Is there a dashboard where I log in and see kind of where all my alerts? Does it curate or collect all those alerts and then put it into a dashboard where I can take action on those? Like, kind of explain in a little bit more detail on the product side.
Yeah, I think it really depends on like customers' environments. So their workflows. So I mean, most customers that use ConnectWise, I think that's probably the most popular things in the MSP workers. So they have ticketing systems. So that's the ticketing system is how they triage those kind of things.
Yes.
So from us is basically just taking the alerts, retrieve alerts, and write back to the ConnectWise. Either we have aggregated and built the attack stories, or we have our augmented intelligence to tell them like this is false positives because A, B, C, D, and this is a task you should do. And so we aggregate those kind of things and connect to the ticketing, send it to the ticketing systems.
That's what I wanted to know. Perfect. Yeah. So then that's all tracked at least, so you can look at the history of these things that occurred. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So actually, the MSP doesn't really need to be in your platform. They need to just work out of ConnectWise, right?
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
You just lay over. You're in the back. You're in the background doing.
Yeah, we're the background. We don't need to have. I mean, we can have a touch for it. We don't need to. I mean, our value is the augmented intelligence really to the security investigation. That's the gap in the whole security industry.
Awesome. Okay.
Augmented intelligence. Sean, you got a little bit of intelligence, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, not as intelligent as human.
No,
it's a machine intelligence.
I love that. So in the grand scheme of it, it sounds like the takeaways from what I can tell is the fact that you're able to work with partners that do and don't currently offer security. You're able to work and you're able to complement cyber security tech platforms and technologies and make seamlessly the ability to manage the alerts through tickets and whatnot through one single dashboard or pane of glass, which would be ConnectWise in this case.
Yeah.
So it's very efficient.
Yeah.
Perfect. Dude, perfect. You nailed it.
Right? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to pitch this. I'm going to go on stage. If Peter becomes one of the 3 finalists, I'll be on stage with you, dude. I'll help you.
Okay. Cool. That's good.
So looking at your website, looks like there is some pricing on there. Yeah, and it does say per user. So like, is a user a partner? or is it literally each individual? Because I'm thinking I have clients that are upwards of, from 10 users all the way up to 400, 500 users, right? And so is it just the users that log into your portal? Explain that a little bit.
Yeah, so that price is typical for like a single users and with lots of restrictions in terms of functionalities. Single users, small teams. So that's how user, and the user is not like it's not like how many how many users in your client's company.
Okay.
It's about like the users that who are going to use the tools, like security teams. Like you have 2 people, you have 3 people in charge of those kind of secure alerts, and those are the people.
So it is per user, but the user is based off of who really needs it, which is the security people.
Yeah, the security people. Yeah.
So that you can have 10 employees, but if only 2 are the ones that head up the security aspect, that's what this is for.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like ConnectWise Sell.
Correct. Exactly. There you go. We tie it in. Well, that's good then. That's actually smart that you did, you fall in lines with the ConnectWise price model, because our buyers, we've already trained them on how to buy from us, more or less, like, hey, this is what this is. So now you have the same concept, which is good. Now I do see though, you have, when I look at your pricing, you have the DTonomy Air and DTonomy Automation pieces, and the pricing is different for each one. So is there a natural process to using either one of these products? One you should use first, one you should use second. When do they apply?
It depends on the purpose. I think so. It looks like So from like what we hear from market is that so there's team that just want automation. They don't. I mean, probably they don't want to. Security teams have to do lots of things beyond just security analysis, but they just want automation platforms to help them data tasks. Even like some MSPs, they provide auditing work. They can provide special auditing and also the some threat hunting. There's some automations. They just want to use the automation platforms to help them to automate a bunch of stuff, not necessarily triage or investigation. So that's the automation platforms. The AI piece is really the AI intelligence that we provide to assist as augmented intelligence to help security teams to triage and really figure out what something is true positive, something is false positives. So that's the a little bit like more features on top of just basic automations. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
And coming back around, even looking at the offerings that you have here, again, back to you're doing a user it's per user. I got that part. But then there's obviously, like, I see the basic, professional, and enterprise models. And also I see you do some, it says custom. So do you do customized work for them then too?
Not really. So the custom is only the integrations. It's only the integrations. Yeah. Like some company, they have some unique product. They have some of like a legacy product that they want to be able to integrate to. So to that degree, that we can help them to have those kind of integrations. Yeah.
I have an old AS400 server in my back closet.
Yeah.
No, cool. So what do you hope to get out of, I guess let's take a step back. What are your overall goals with DTonomy? What do you hope to do? Where do you see your company in 3 years?
Yeah, so our mission is really to bridge the gap between detection and response, really to enable security teams to quickly identify something as false positive, something as true positives. I mean, there's lots of gap here, because if you see the security industry, I think the 99% of security alerts probably is false positives, and which is time wasted to triage those kind of alerts. But also, the security teams have to spend lots of time to triage those kind of things. So that's the bottleneck here. And our mission is really to provide the unique technology, unique solutions that can bridge this gap and add value to the security industry. And from now to next 3 years, so based on what we have, we will continue to provide the best value to the MSP community, to the medium-sized to small-sized customers through MSPs, or through like small teams for better and faster remediate security risks. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see the value add. And well, first, we know cybersecurity at large isn't going away now. It's bigger than it's ever been. And I don't know if you saw, I saw reports last year talking about the amount of open positions in cybersecurity compared to the amount of employees. And it was like, and I can't remember the exact number, so don't quote me, but I remember it was like 900,000 security positions available and only 300 and some thousand were filled. So, this would, and in my opinion, it looks like this would be something that could help to mitigate that, meaning less positions needed, because this is actually it's one person can do the job of many because of your technology.
Correct. Yeah, but I think we also enable more. I mean, security is never end. There's lots of things.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing too. How many positions are created because there's a new threat and nobody knows what to do with it?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I think more than that, I think real, like, as a security analyst who have been working in stock center, I know how tedious, how painful, how annoying to triage those kind of things. 90% are false positive, which means I waste my time. I mean, there's something, the alert fatigue, decision fatigue. That's what the security teams are facing every day, and we want to enable them to. We want to empower them with the best technology so that they will feel confident in or feel proud of what they're doing every day. Yeah. We should find a real bad guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Peter, I really appreciate your time today. We do have to wrap because it is about 36 minutes right now. So any closing thoughts, anything we didn't ask or you think is really interesting about DTonomy or yourself?
I think it's good. I mean, I really appreciate the opportunity to work with ConnectWise, to work with you guys. I mean, I have been going through this journey for a couple of lessons. I have doubt at the beginning, but after going through a couple of courses, I really appreciate the value you guys bring to the community and helping startups and also helping the communities. I think that's part of thumbs up to you guys.
Thank you. Awesome. We appreciate your involvement. We appreciate you actually putting yourself out on a limb with us and going after it. I mean, I think all the contestants, all the vendors applied. It's you guys have taken on another role here and trying to work with us, and so that's a big deal. So I applaud all of you for that, because I gave you from day one. We gave you more work. You've all stayed with us, which is weird. So I mean, you love it, so that's good. So I'm glad. So thank you for being part of it and being on this with us. I think I'm speaking for Adam, of course, which I'm going to. I think he appreciates it too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I really, really appreciate it. Learning all about the new, partners and contestants and vendors out there in the marketplace right now. And really, every time these security things come up, in my mind, I'm like, man, the MSP business, security is not going away. So I'm thinking security really needs to be the first and foremost of any kind of MSP business, right? And that's where if you're a traditional MSP business, we've got to evolve into security first MSP business. And, it's just because that's the world we live in now, with attacks and threats from all over the world. And so with that, appreciate your time, everybody. Sean, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Adam.
Out there. What, Peter?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. So with all those people that join us live, if you didn't get your question answered today, just follow up on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn. We'll be sharing this video out, and really appreciate your time today. Peter, thank you from DTonomy.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.